Hello, YouTube. So I finally moved back to the place where my Bigfoot research began, and there was an area that I used to call my Bigfoot Hotspot. And so I thought it would be really great to film the return to my Bigfoot Hotspot after 5 years. And so I did that. I filmed that and I was making the video, and I realized I think I need to make a review video first of why I call this place my Bigfoot Hotspot and why this place means a lot to me and all of the things that went on there. Now, this was 5 years ago, so I've grown a lot and changed a lot since then. But I'm really, just like I said, making this review video just to give you an idea of what this place meant to me and how special it was and all of the things that were going on in this location. And then when you see the return video, I don't want my facial expression to give anything away, but I think you will understand better how I feel or what I think about what I find when I get there. Okay, so yeah, let's go over the review. Now, there have been a lot of things going up, leading up to this point in time, and I did the research on Google and looked for a place that I thought I could find the muddy prints, and it came up with this location, and this is in September of 2013. Okay? So let's start the review. The way I found this place to begin with, things were happening in a different part of the riverbed. And so I went online, Google Sky Maps, looking for a place that I thought I would be able to find some prints, some muddy prints. So I found that, and the first time I went there looking for prints, I found tons of prints. So I went there looking for prints and I found them. And this is just video of my favorite set of prints that I found, because there was this big one. It wasn't really long, but it was just fat and weird. And then next to it were these different shaped ones that they had more of a playful they left more of a playful trail, and they were just kind of scattered all over. The other really thing that was interesting about these prints is that there was a set of handprints, and that was really interesting. And so I went back several times to this place and made casts, and one of the casts that I made did break, but this is just an example of the toes. Look at that. Do the math how long that was. And then when I was making the prints to let them dry, I walked up the riverbed a bit and I found that poo there with some scratch marks in it. And I definitely had the feeling like that something was watching me. And here I am walking with Timber, and we're walking very cautiously and slowly. And we found that poop, and we were walking towards what I found and I named to be a kill field. And I'll show you why in a minute. Okay, now that wasn't the only thing that went on there. October 15th, 2013, I found this inconspicuous rock that had this, well, you know, there are a lot of spray painting gang things in the area, but for me, I just sort of saw this and thought, well, I don't know if it's old, I don't know if it's new, but I felt a little bit of a connection with it, like, well, I don't want to sound, it looks like, I don't know, I just thought it was interesting, and I found that there, you know, who knows what it was or who made it. But this area was pretty freaky, I will say that. And so after, you can tell there's animal activity. It's being used as a highway to get to the water locations. Now here's the kill field. I found bones and bones. I mean, the full skulls too. These are two different animal bones. This one I found December 12th. And I would go back there. The bones were always being moved around and new ones added, and just spines and ribs. And so I decided I was going to leave a gift, that they used to call it. And I left a Pepsi can next to one of the bones, one of the carcasses. And, I kept going back and seeing the can there. Finally, one day, 3 weeks later, I saw the can tilted on its side. When I picked it up, it had fang marks in it, and it had looked like somebody took it and tried to twist it. There were these twist marks in the can. And like I said, fang marks. And I thought that was really interesting. And those results inspired me to do a bigger gift. But when I took the can away, the next time I went back, these were where the can was. Like these, I don't want to say paw prints, I don't want to say fingerprints, but these marks were there where I had taken the can away. And yes, there was little stick teepees and stick structures for sure. And then the most interesting place, right after the kill field, was what I called the Forbidden Zone. And the reason I called it the Forbidden Zone is because this was the line right here, this area with this stick going across, where I could not cross over. I was too afraid every single time, and I would always peer in. And I used to see these stone ruins. Is it old archaeology? It's on the Native American reservation side, and you're not allowed to go there. Here are some possible blob squatches that I got peering into the Forbidden Zone as well. So finally, I talked my husband into taking me into the Forbidden Zone after work one evening, and it was November 9th, 2013. And it was really scary, it was really exciting, and it was really pretty sunset that evening. But as we ventured further in, I started getting a creepy feeling, and I think I must have heard what was coming when I said this. The coyotes are coming. And finally, one of the last things that we saw before we had to leave was this strange little stone pile. And I know you see a lot of them nowadays, but this one was stranger than most. And you can see some like steps, dirt steps, like on the side of some kind. That was when I had to leave. The thing I got out of that experience was that I saw nests, and I wanted to go back to look at the nests, but I couldn't go back until December 26th, when my friend came to visit for Christmas, and I was able to bring someone with me into the Forbidden Zone to look at the nests. And guess what I found? Nests, really intricate nests. And possibly a dark figure with his head and shoulders above the nest right there. And there it is zoomed in. Is that another blob squatch? So also, this is a picture I took of a nest way high up in the trees. Like, this happened later. But this is a picture of my nest. And then I did some research. These are chimps' nests. And more examples of chimp nests. This is one in a tree. And also you can see that a lot of times chimps, they like to collect trash and shiny things. There's a Coke can in that nest, in a plastic bottle. And look at this next nest structure, chimps, and then look at mine. And also that blue thing is some clothing trash that they pulled into that thing. And then look at this orangutan making a nest, this baby one. He's very skilled already at a young age. Okay, so 11/25/2013, I left a gift of an orange. And the other thing that I left was a pin with a white piece of paper at the end, rolled around the pin and held together with a clear rubber band. I left that. It's a scroll. It was a scroll, and on it was a smiley face. I wanted them to write something on with a pin, okay? So then November 29th, I saw a hole. It looked like some wild animals chased something into a hole and got it. Maybe there was a skirmish. And so I just photographed the things around the hole and stuff that I saw because it was interesting. And that was that. I left it alone for now. None of these pictures around the hole are conclusive. I'm showing you all of them because of what happened later at this location. I came back December 27th and pulled with my bare hands this Kachina painting out of the hole. I thought this was painting was for me. I saw those faces. I thought I was looking into the faces of the Bigfoots in the area. I saw that stone structure. I thought it was the stone structure in the Forbidden Zone way back in the day when they ruled the land. Okay? When I looked at the unhappy Kachina holding, I didn't know it was a Kachina at the time, holding an orange, I thought of the orange that I just left. Can you blame me for that? I didn't know. When I saw the scrolls in the other dude's hands, I mean, hello, you can barely see. This is the end of the scroll with a white piece of paper rolled around the pin that I left there for the gift. Okay, so, I mean, then I saw the tails, and I thought of all of the spines and the bones that I had been finding. Literally, in this moment, I was wrapped up in it. I thought that this was for me, and at no time did I think I was taking something that didn't literally belong to me. And I mean, now looking back, I've got a lot of uncertainty and guilt that I'll talk about, but in that moment, this was like contact for me, and the message, I needed to take it home to study it and figure out what exactly, who and what, and so that's what I did. And then the mental sort of internal battle began in my head, trying to figure out what this was, who left it, was it for me, what was the message. I studied everything I could about the Kachinas, and I thought about how there seemed to be adults and younger ones at this location. And so I connected with that. When I saw the hands in the handprint, guess what I thought of? I thought of not only the first set of handprints that I found, but the second. Look at the fur on the edge of those handprints. Okay. So I did some research on the name, and guess what? I broke it up, and guess what? Chaka came up. Chaka. And I compared it to my blob squatch. I had to take a break and figured it out. So I abruptly stopped going for about 2 months. And then when I went back, I found the baby doll and the bones. And I kind of looked at them, moved them around. And then that night, okay, so a lot of you are going to hear that and you're going to think, yeah, that you heard coyotes. But even in the moment when I heard that, there are three distinct sounds that are different from the coyotes. They were coming from a different place, of a different creature, of everything different. But it was really obvious hearing it in person, and a little bit harder to hear in this bad recording. You got to understand, I am recording from my backyard, and the riverbed was right, a few blocks down there. So, it's not the best recording. But at the moment when I heard it, the one word that went through my head when I heard those was haunting. And they're almost like a whistle. It's like a call. It's a cross between a call and a whistle. You don't know what it is. You'll hear it in the beginning, in the middle, and in the very end. And it's like, whoo, and then the coyotes go, rah, 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 go crazy, you know, over it. So you can take it for what it's worth, but this is just further going to show you mostly about how much stuff was going on in this location all the time. It was a really active area. And there's something else. All right, so next I'm going to be releasing the video of the return to my Bigfoot hotspot. So I'm going back to this place. Now look, the first time I went there to see the prints was September 2013. The last time I went there and saw prints was 2015. So I went back year after year after year. And there was activity continuously going on here. So my anticipation, excitement, everything was really high about my return. I didn't know what to expect. I was really excited. It was just... Okay, that's enough I'm going to say about that before I give it away. And, all right, stay safe and healthy and happy. Thanks for watching. Bye.